It's cold in my attic, so you guys are getting the comfy clothes today. Hi. Something 2020 was a weird year, blah blah, it's over, yada yada, let's hope 2021 is better. Anyway, I watched a lot of YouTube this year, and maybe it was the lack of face-to-face social interaction, or maybe I just found a lot of really quality channels, but something made me feel more connected to and proud of the YouTubers that I watched this year. So I just want to take some time to brag on the channels that I think really deserve some praise. Narrowing this list down to 20 channels was super hard, and honestly I could talk about each person on this list for like 5 minutes straight. So to keep this video from being like an hour long, I'm gonna try to force myself to only talk about each channel for like 30 seconds to a minute. Here's hoping I can actually stick to that time constraint. This list is gonna be organized by how many subscribers each channel has, because if I had to rank them in order of how much I liked each channel, I think my brain would explode. I like them all a lot, is what I'm saying. So we're gonna start with some of my favorite small YouTubers and end with the channels who have subscriber counts in the millions. And of course, everyone's links will be in the description, so please go check out anyone that I mentioned that sounds interesting to you. The first channel I wanna talk about is the Eclectic Aesthete. He's a video essayist who talks a lot about music, political commentary, and tea, hence the T-E-A in his name. It's very clever. He started YouTube this year, I think, so he's still growing his following, but he sets up some really aesthetic shots and scripts his videos beautifully. Full disclosure, I actually know this guy in real life. In fact, I was in one of his recent videos. Go check that out if you want. Why did I do that? I know where the eye is. I was in one of his videos, so go check it out. But regardless of whether or not I know him in real life, I really do enjoy his content, and you should totally check him out. Up next, we have Ashton Barbary. Ashton is an indie musician from Arkansas. I think I discovered her when one of my friends who does photography recorded one of her music videos, and I just fell in love with her voice. And you know, I wanted to support my fellow Arkansans. She's got that tones and I indie sort of voice, but her style is more bluegrassy. She writes her own music, and she's really talented. Here's a clip of one of my favorite songs of hers.
Nothing lasts forever, I don't regret it since it's over, but I fell in love with a stranger who put cinnamon in my coffee.
Next up is the criminally underrated JD Wins. I love this guy. He does woodwind covers of songs from mostly video game soundtracks, but he also does like movies and TV shows, just kind of like nerd culture songs, but he transposes them onto woodwind instruments. It's great. He sounds great on every instrument that he plays, and he makes medleys that actually make sense. I hate when someone says like, Paper Mario medley, but then they just play the songs in a disjointed way, and I'm like, this isn't a medley, this is just you playing each song, which is fine. Call the video, I played every song from Paper Mario on the clarinet. Like, that's fine. But this guy puts transitions, key changes where they make sense, uses, you know, percussion to lead into the next section or whatever. It's just, he knows how to make a medley that actually sounds good and satisfying, and it's so great, and I have no idea how he doesn't have more subscribers. I really love his stuff. I don't know, he's just awesome. Just listen to him play the battle theme from Paper Mario. It's amazing. He's so great. Now I want to talk about Sabrina Ariel. She's a vlogger and a film student, and it is obvious that she's a film student. All her videos are so well thought out with beautiful camera angles, and even if she's just giving like a life update, she somehow makes the video feel like an actual coherent thing. I guess other than the occasional short film, she really does just post about her life, but she likes anime and video games, and she's just a nerdy college student. If you like nerdy college student stuff, you'll probably like Sabrina. The next channel I want to talk about is Andrew Miller. He's a meme lord. He's a student at Liberty University, which is like a kind of infamous conservative Christian, I want to say Baptist university. So he posts videos kind of critiquing his school and cringy Christian culture in general. And by critiquing, I mean making fun of. And as someone who grew up in a town where the most influential force was the local Christian university, I relate. He'll talk about all the crazy stuff that goes on at Liberty University, but he also reviews like cringy and/or hypocritical Christian movies in a way that's just beautiful. Belle. Oh. I was gonna say the French word for beautiful to sound very fancy, but French word for beautiful is not very fancy. Beautiful. Mon chéri. What? That doesn't even make sense. Ratatouille. Mon ami. Why did I say that with an Italian accent? I'm trying so hard to say like something French, and I can't. Anyway, his editing style is like one of those things. I don't understand how people edit videos in this way, where there's so much going on. It's like all over the place, but I can still focus on what you're saying. I don't know how he does it. The way he edits his videos is like the icing on the cake. It just makes it like it adds an extra level of comedy. The dude's stuff is hilarious, whether or not you're part of the kind of specific niche that he's targeting. All right, we made it to the channels who are in the thousands. Sound effects. First, we're gonna start with Haley Richardson, aka _Haley_, aka Egg and Crocs. I discovered Haley through this collaboration that she did with Tiffany Ferg, where they broke down the Kibbe body typing system, and I don't know, she was just so honest, and the way that she said things like really resonated with me. I don't know what it was, but something about the way that she articulated her thoughts was like, I feel like I relate to you. I don't know, I couldn't place my finger on it, but I was like, I gotta check you out. And I was not disappointed. She's a vlogger who does some sit-down vlogs and some daily vlogs, and again, I just really appreciate how honest she is. The first time I saw her just like start talking about mental health in the middle of a daily vlog, I was really surprised, because no one does that, right? Everyone has to, oh, my life is perfect, I'm on YouTube, everything's great. But she was just straight up like, I'm having a bad mental health day, why am I doing this? Like, you know, she just like talked it out with the camera, and I was like, we need more people who are willing to just talk about the crappiness that's going on in their lives and not make it front and center, you know, crying in the thumbnail, oh, I'm being honest in this video, stripped down challenge, and those are fine. But this was literally a video that was like, I'm gonna make grilled cheese that can hold tomato soup inside, like a bowl made out of grilled cheese. And then halfway through, she's like, I'm having a really bad day. And it's like nowhere in the title, no one said like, hey, she's gonna talk about mental health. It's just like, this is part of my life, so I'm gonna talk about it. And I've been ranting about this for, I think I'm past my time limit. But anyway, I just thought it was really, really nice that she was sharing that part of her life with us instead of making it look like it's like glamorous and perfect. Because man, oh man, if I were trying to make a freaking grilled cheese bowl and it messed up, I would just cry and record the video on another day and act like it was perfect on the first try. So very inspiring to me. But in general, her videos are really chill and wholesome. She and her wife are adorable. They play a bunch of Animal Crossing, and Haley posts a bunch of recipes for like food and drinks and stuff. She's just very creative. And yeah, I love her stuff. Another creator that I discovered through that Tiffany Ferg video was Ash Tanya, who does videos about fashion and sustainability. I personally don't care that much about the fashion side of things, but her videos about sustainability are so good. I'm subscribed to lots of channels that are about, you know, sustainable living and minimalism, and as much as I love them, they're all white guys. So she brings a new perspective to the topic. Sometimes as a woman, I'm like, yes, thank you. Women are expected to not wear the same t-shirt every day, even though guys can get away with it. And then she'll share a perspective on race, and it'll open my eyes to something I hadn't even thought of before. She just adds a whole new layer to the environmentalism conversation, and I really appreciate that. Another channel that's just like, how do you not have more subscribers is Dream Sounds. This channel is run by two people who I believe are married, and they make video essays about Disney music and history. A lot of it's about LGBT representation, or lack thereof, and then some of their other topics are really unexpected. I always end up learning something new about the history of Disney. So if you feel like, I love Disney so much, I know everything, there's nothing left to learn, check out Dream Sounds. You would be surprised how much there is to find out. Up next is Katya. That's her whole username, just Katya. Much like her username, this chick keeps it simple. Her videos are one take, low editing, covers of songs, usually on guitar. Her voice and guitar skills are really great, but her main selling point is that she tries to post the videos like the day the songs come out. which is just mind-blowing to me. She has learned entire albums and then posted the covers of the songs the day the album came out. She covers artists like Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Selena Gomez, so if any of that stuff sounds interesting, I think you should give her a go. Also, her hair is amazing.
Like a thousand,
Another singer that I love is Shaylin Harger. She's a singer and actress with her degree in musical theater, and again, her training shows. Her voice is phenomenal, and I love that she gets so in character with everything she sings. I feel like, you know, we see people do covers of songs from musicals and stuff, and a lot of the time they really focus on the singing, not so much the acting. She definitely provides both aspects of the musical performance. Like, obviously there's nothing wrong to just singing a song from a musical. That's what I do when I geek out to musical theater soundtracks. But you know, what she does with the acting, it just brings the performance to the next level. She's so young and talented, and I genuinely believe that she's gonna be really big someday. Up next, we have another vlogger, Halise. She always introduces herself as a digital storyteller, which I guess is a more apt title than vlogger, because her stuff is always super artistic and can be pretty deep and introspective at times. Her videos are so chill. She talks about fashion, fitness, life in general. She went through a phase where she talked a lot about this method for raising indoor plants. I don't even have indoor plants, and I still watched every single one of those videos all the way through, eyes glued to the screen, because just the way she talks, the way she records the plants, maybe it's the music she picks, just every single thing about her videos, I'm just like, I can't turn away. They're captivating. She also has a podcast with her husband where they talk about their relationship and life stuff, and I always love hearing their perspectives. Her stuff is just so relaxing and intimate. It feels like you're talking to a friend rather than watching a YouTube video. Next, I want to talk about Emily Ewing. She's a vegan. I don't know, vegan vlogger? I can't call her a vlogger because she just records food. Like, her channel is kind of like, you know, when people do like what I eat in a day videos, that's her whole channel. And I'm not even a vegan, but I love her videos for two main reasons. One, she's normal. You know, she's not like, oh, I'm so much better than you because I don't eat animal products. And you know, the foods that she buys are relatively reasonably priced. It's just kind of refreshing in a world that tells us that plant-based eating has to be expensive. And the other thing that I like about her videos is that she gives me good recipes. Again, I'm not vegan, I don't need vegan recipes, but dang it, that tofu soup looks good. I'm gonna try it. I don't know, at the very least, she motivates me to put more veggies in my diet, and that can't be a bad thing. Okay, now for a category that I haven't really talked about yet, Kyra Pro. She makes fitness videos, most of which are, don't judge me, dance workouts. Listen, if you think dance workouts are cringy, that's your prerogative, but I consistently worked out through the pandemic, and part of that was making exercise fun. There are a lot of channels that do dance workouts, but Kyra and I just have the same taste in music. I think I discovered her through her Hamilton workout, which, by the way, that's some good cardio right there. I think it's the Hamilton Part 2 specifically. Whichever one has Satisfied and Helpless, those are really hard. And then I found out that she has a bunch of musical theater and Disney workouts, sometimes with some pop music mixed in, and it's just very me. So, you know, if you need to motivate yourself to work out and you love musical theater or Disney, go check out Kyra Pro. Okay, up next we have Evelyn from the internet. And I know I said I wasn't gonna pick favorites, but she very well may be my favorite creator of 2020. She also uses the digital storyteller label, and she posts all kinds of stuff. What I eat in a day, journaling stuff, recommendations, just reflecting on the state of the world. And all her videos are this perfect combination of chill and funny. They're great if you're having a bad day. They literally always make me smile. In a recent video, she mentioned that in 2021, she's going to be putting more time into bigger projects like short films and miniseries. So even though her future content might not be exactly like what's on her channel right now, I still highly recommend Evelyn's channel, and I'm excited to see what she puts out in 2021. Back to music. I freaking love Going Spaceward. I think the thing that got him really popular was his cover of Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon, where he added a rap verse, and it's just so witty and filled with really great wordplay. It's very up my alley. And that's sort of his whole vibe, like jazzy, bossa nova-y acoustic guitar covers with the occasional rap verse. Well, not just covers, he also writes his own original music, which is also always just perfectly jazzy and witty and wonderful.
Trying to find the right words, I stammer like an amateur as you recite your lines in perfect iambic pentameter. Think of all that we could be if you would put that dude aside. Romeo and Juliet without the suicide. Oh,
he's really talented. He has a super smooth voice. He clearly knows what he's doing on guitar. Like, he doesn't shy away from complex chords. He's just really great. Another musician that I discovered this year was the Dre Rock. His content is like 50% music, 50% memes. Like, one of his most recent videos was the Me channel theme, but every note is C. And it's terrible, but it's also great. He also did a cover of Adore You by Harry Styles, but he played it on like the pitches of his squeaky door. His stuff is weird, but because it's so weird, I never know what to expect. So whenever one of his videos shows up in my subscription feed, I'm like, what the heck? And I have to click on it. He's clearly like Seth Everman inspired, but instead of glaring at the camera the whole time, he actually looks like he's enjoying himself. And then the more serious thing that he does, he will do pop punk covers of songs that aren't pop punk. As a kid of the early 2000s, I really appreciate it. So, you know, even if you're not into the memes, if you like pop punk and you want to hear like new Paramore, but it actually sounds like pop punk, or pop punk Taylor Swift, or like things that you never feel like you could have imagined, this guy's just so creative. So he has some more serious stuff. It's mostly memes, but you know, you might give him a go if you just like pop punk. And the last musician for this video is Stella Jang TV. She's a Korean musician who's so weirdly good at other languages. She does covers of songs in Korean, English, Spanish, French, and who knows how well she can speak these languages, but for the purposes of performing at least, she's really great. Her pronunciation is phenomenal. She mostly covers like Disney songs, but also does, again, kind of like the jazzy bossa nova sort of vibe, like I mentioned with Going Spaceward. Her style of music combined with her like soothing, pure voice, she's just very relaxing to listen to. All right, we're to the big YouTubers now. Someone who hit 1 million subscribers this year was Wheezy Waiter. Finally. Honestly, this dude is a classic YouTuber who deserved 1 million subs like 10 years ago, so you've probably seen his videos around. He just does like lifestyle sort of vlogs, but in the past year or two, he's really perfected marketing them by framing them as challenges. We quit the internet for a month. We quit caffeine for a month. We tried to go zero waste for a month. You get the idea. His stuff is interesting, funny, and so well edited that he can cram a ton of information into a video that's less than 15 minutes long. Also, whenever I'm watching his videos and Eric's in the room, they always make him chuckle, so they have the Eric stamp of approval. Okay, this next person, I can hardly believe I've only been subscribed to for a year because it feels like I've been like getting to know her through her videos, and that is Sierra Schultze. I discovered her through her brutally honest review of MLM products video, and at first I felt like she wasn't really my style. Like, she's a fashion vlogger and I don't watch a lot of fashion vloggers, but after I watched the MLM video, my recommendations section was like filled with Sierra's videos, and they all sounded interesting, so I had to click them, and then I fell down this like Sierra Schultze spiral, and I realized that, you know, even though she's a little different from the content that I normally watch, she and I have a lot in common. She's on this journey of figuring out how to style curly hair, mood. She loves Disney. She's like kind of a geek. She loves Star Wars. Oh, she's a vegetarian. I didn't even mention that in my notes, but she's a vegetarian. I've also stolen some vegetarian recipes from her. She and her husband are the cutest thing. the way that they communicate and they love to spend time with each other, it reminds me of my husband and me, and I love to see wholesome couples. Even in terms of fashion, which again is not really why I fell in love with her content, but even with fashion, I feel like we have a lot of the same taste. The other aspect of her channel is that she describes herself as mid-size, meaning she kind of falls on the line between plus size and standard sized clothing. So she talks a lot about body image and the things that you kind of face when you're mid-size and the crap that you face, especially if you do wear plus size clothes. And you know, I'm petite. I don't think I've mentioned this on my channel, but I'm like 5 feet tall. I'm very small. So I would never have been aware of this. I mean, like, I probably could have guessed, but hearing a firsthand account from someone of just the crap that the fashion industry pulls on plus size women, it's messed up. So yeah, I really appreciate Sierra. The way she talks about things is very down to earth. She's also just hilarious and relatable, and yeah, I love her stuff. Lastly, this year I came crawling back to Anthony Padilla. I mean, we all know Anthony, right? Like, I watched Smosh way back when YouTube was like brand new, right? But I didn't have my own YouTube account back then. I was not subscribed. I would just go to my friend's house and we would just watch Smosh videos the whole time. Such were sleepovers in 2005. But yeah, I never subscribed to the Smosh channel. So when Anthony broke off from the Smosh channel, I wasn't paying attention. I guess I just didn't really care. Like, I heard about it and I was like, oh, that's big. But I didn't really care enough to like say, oh, I'm gonna go check out his new stuff now, you know? So if he immediately started working on something, I was not aware. Or maybe he went off the radar and came back. I'm not really sure. But this year he came on my radar because this video would not stop appearing in my recommended section. I think he called it, I Spent a Day with Multiple Personalities. And in the thumbnail was Nin from the Dissociated channel. And I watched Dissociated. So, you know, I kept seeing this thumbnail and the way it's framed, it's kind of like, woo, dissociative identity disorder is scary and weird, multiple personalities. And I was like, oh. But then I was like, but why is Nin there when she has DID and her channel is all about, you know, educating people and kind of trying to destigmatize DID? So I was like, if she's there, maybe it's a good video. And I checked it out and I was absolutely floored by his ability to talk to people who are so different from him. He just shows genuine interest in like just wanting to understand a different perspective. He's not trying to prove anyone wrong or right. He doesn't like put words in your mouth. He doesn't like assign his own beliefs to you. He's just there to let everyone have a good time and share their perspectives about sort of things that maybe the viewers might not know about. He kind of brings them to the forefront and presents them in a way that really lets the viewers like understand them. Even though I stand by the fact that his thumbnails kind of can be off-putting if you are trying to come into something with an open mind, I understand what he's going for. He's trying to reel in the people who maybe don't have an open mind and use the videos to give them a new perspective. It's just so wholesome and refreshing, and even though they are like really well produced, by the way, I love the like VHS aesthetic, they somehow manage to feel like really intimate and low-key, and I think that's really awesome. Really great stuff. Okay, that's the end of the video. I talked for way longer than I expected. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like literally getting hoarse, and I have to tutor in 30 minutes, so I need to drink some tea or something because I'm about to have to talk to someone for an hour. But thank you for watching. I hope you discovered someone new, especially if you can go support some of the smaller YouTubers. I would really appreciate it, and I'm sure that they would really, really appreciate it. Whether it's one of the bigger channels or one of the smaller channels, please check out some of the people that I mentioned, and also let me know who were some of the YouTubers that you really, really got into this year. I don't really need to subscribe to more people. I have plenty of videos in my subscription feed, but I can't help myself. If you have someone that you really, really like, let me know, and I probably won't be able to help myself. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe because we put videos out every other Friday about music, media, linguistics, and whatever else is on my mind that week. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.